up, YouTube? How you feeling? Everyone, what's good? It's your girl Francine. Today, in a continuation of the video I uploaded yesterday but recorded like what, 3 weeks ago? Yeah, that took a minute. We are doing a ranking of all of the hip-hop album reviews I have done in the year that I've been doing this segment. Now, like I mentioned last week or yesterday, girl. So mentioned yesterday, Girls Gonna Take Your Black Heart took a year, was a year in September 4th. Hip Hop Album Reviews has been a year since September, I think, 19th. So this is the last day of September. I figured I might as well get this video up because it was supposed to go up on my birthday. My birthday was a little reckless. We ain't gotta talk about it. Just know it's up now, and I will be, like I said in that video, putting up at least one video a week. Next week I have a couple of ideas that I want to throw out there, see if y'all like it. So the next week might actually be a little bit more than once a week. But yeah, I'm really trying to get back into the swing of things, and I appreciate y'all for sticking around. Appreciate all the people who came through in this month-long hiatus I've had. Well, more than a month actually. Jesus. But we're back, and we're gonna get back into it. So like I said, we are doing a ranking of the hip-hop album reviews I've done. And like I said in yesterday's video, unlike the movies, I liked every album I've done. So this is gonna be a little hard. It was a little hard for me to think of tiers for this because unlike, like, you know, who greenlit this is a bad movie but it's funny, like, these albums all are good in their own special way, but in my opinion, some are better than others. And just like yesterday's video, please let me know your comments about my ranking, how you feel about these albums, and you know, just give me some chats in the comments. I love talking to y'all. But with that being said, let's just get into the video. But if this is the first time you're seeing me and you have not been on this channel before, my name is Francine. I'm the Awkward Black Nerd, and I make videos sometimes but more frequently now, okay? Promise. And if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, and you know, check through. I have like almost 150 videos on this channel, so you know, that's plenty of things to choose from. If you like, you know, music, if you like movies, if you like nerd stuff, if you just like hearing me talk, that's all here. All right. So that being said, hit that subscribe button and let's get into the video. Okay, so unlike yesterday's video when I like did like at like different times the ranking and the actual video, I am doing this in real time. My computer is right here in front of me, and I'm going to be ranking these in real time. I haven't even really thought about it for this one. The other one I kind of thought about it over time, but this one is all off the dome, all right now, even though yesterday's was kind of too, because I kept changing my mind. I'm very indecisive, but we're gonna do it in the order that it is on this list so you can see, because I'm screen recording it right now, instead of like the order of when it came out and when I did it. So whatever comes first, we gonna do it. And the first one is 93 Till Infinity, Souls of Mischief. Woo! Oh, I haven't even told you what the rankings are, girl. You're rusty, girl. Okay, rankings from the bottom. We have a solid album, but not my cup of tea. That's essentially an album where I get why people like it. I get why it's, you know, a hip hop classic, but it ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay, because everything ain't for everybody. The next one, if I listen to it, if it came on, this is like if it came on the radio, if it came on, you know, the, you know, at a bar somewhere, I bang my head to it. I know a couple of the songs now that I listen to the album. Next is I download a few songs. This is like, I like the album, but I didn't download the whole album. Like some of these I downloaded the whole album. Okay. You know, there's a couple songs I listen to on a regular, like that is on a playlist, like on my hip hop playlist that I listen to on a regular basis. And then the next one, consistently on repeat. This is like yesterday's, essentially right below a hood classic, which is the #1, because it's one more from both of them. And I say that because this is an album that I think is a solid, great, amazing album, but either the message, the music, or the style of it isn't good enough to be a hood classic. And I'll explain when we get to each album, but again, if y'all don't agree with me, I know I'm gonna hear about it in the comments. Anyway, so let's get into it. Like I said, first one, 93 Till Infinity, Souls of Mischief. Whew, okay, this is hard now. This one, I'm gonna put it in, I downloaded a few songs. I downloaded a few songs. This album was good. 93 Till Infinity is actually one of my favorite songs I've listened to for this album, for this segment, to be like the actual song, not the album. Love the jazz fusion of the song. I love the rap scheme. I love the back and forth from each rapper. That's like on repeat on the regular. But the whole album as a whole, I just downloaded three or four songs. Like I downloaded 93 Till Infinity. I downloaded What a Way to Go Out. I downloaded Who Profits, or something about profits. I haven't heard that song in a minute, but I downloaded that one. Like I downloaded a few songs that I listen to fairly regularly, but I didn't download like the whole album because there was some that I wasn't really feeling, but it was a solid, good album with good, re-listenable songs. This is what I mean by I downloaded a few songs. That's what this segment is for. Next we have Aquemini. This one is constantly on repeat. Yeah, constantly on repeat. This is a classic album. This is a solid album. I'm close to putting it in the hood classic, mainly because this is kind of what put the South on the map. It's kind of what put Atlanta on the map, with Outkast being like that pivotal group from, well, no, that's a lie. But they're like the first mainstream group, you know what I mean? And of course, 7 Playlistic Music, I think it's the first album they had, was definitely the like impactful album. But this one definitely is constantly on repeat. I literally just listened to Skew and a Barbie like 2 days ago on my way through the gym. Like it's a bop, okay? It is a replayable album that is full of classics, full of good songs. Of course we have Rosa Parks. Of course we have the storytelling, the 2-part for that. We have Chunky 5, which was a favorite of mine. Like there's a good bunch of songs on this album, so definitely on repeat. Next, we have a hard one for me because I want to put this immediately in hood classic. Is Mos Def and Talib Kweli or Black Star. This is probably top 3, top 5. I don't say top 5. Top 5 albums that I've listened for this whole segment. I love Mos Def. I love Talib Kweli. I think this album is a non-skippable bop. There is no bad songs on this album. If you've never heard it, please listen to it. And to be honest, that might be why I put it on Hood Classic, even though, for like I said yesterday, Hood Classic is essentially an album I think everybody should listen to. And to me, I think the message of this album, definitely everyone should listen to. Knowledge of Self, Determination, Thieves in the Night, Redefinition. Like there's a lot of really good songs on this album that have great messages. Hater Players, like there's a lot of good songs, and I listen to this album on a regular basis, okay? Like on a very regular basis, at least once a day, okay? So I'm gonna put it in Hood Classic. I'm gonna compare it to other ones I'm gonna put in Hood Classic. That's why I'm kind of apprehensive, but it's going in there for me because I think everyone should hear this album. I think it's a great album. It has 2 amazing artists in it, so how could it not be? Next, we have Digable, Planets, Reaching. Is a top 1 for me, but it's not going to Hood Classic. It's definitely going to constantly on repeat. This is a good album if you like chill rap, if you like that, like it's good to be here, it's good to be here, like, you know what I mean? You're not looking for somebody to come in and like rap about like hood shit. You really want to just be like, yeah, I'm a Jimmy digging cat, like, you know what I mean? Like we're having a good time, we're chilling. So this one's definitely constantly on repeat. I listen to at least one album a month. Well, listen to the Rebirth is Slick at least twice a day. Like that bass, such a great song. But definitely constantly on repeat. Next we have DMX. It's hot and it's dark and hell is hot. That's a Hood Classic. I don't really think I need to explain, but another unskippable bop, another classic rapper, another great lyricism, great message, great, the whole connection between like Damien and then at the end he's talking to God and the prayer, as well as like, you know, the last song on the like amazingly great album. R.I.P. to the legend DMX. Has had 3 top albums in a row, so of course this is a Hood Classic. Like if you have not heard It's Dark and Hell is Hot, like what are you doing? Like I can understand not hearing Mos Def and Talib Kweli or Black Star because it's a little niche, but if you have not heard It's Dark and Hell is Hot, especially if you're a 90s kid, girl, where you been? Huh? Because it's a bop and it's a classic. Hood Classic immediately. Next we have Nothing But Love, Heavy D and the Boys. This one was actually one to go in. I listened to it if it came on until I was on a road trip. I think this is when I was in North Carolina for Memorial Day, and I was driving back, and I was like about to fall asleep, and then this album, because I was tired, and this album came on, and I was like, oh shoot, like I forgot how good this album is. It's a good album. I think I'm gonna put it in. I downloaded a few songs, like Nothing But Love, the title album. The title track is great. Of course, like I called it, it's a sample album. The album has samples from every amazing artist. It has George Benson, it has Diana Ross samples. It had, so it's I downloaded at least 6 songs. Actually, this might be in constant on repeat now, but I don't listen to it that often. That's why it's not gonna be on constant on repeat. I literally, like I said, I listened to it on my way back from North Carolina because I was tired. And I was like, you know, the songs are fun, they're a good time, you enjoy it. Like, you know, it's a good, like, uplifting album. And Heavy D can spit, for real. Like, who knew? The overweight lover could give you some rhymes. All right, next we have Like Water for Chocolates by Common. This one is kind of hard. I partially listened to this in Hood Classic, mainly because A is Common, and I think Common is a very big person in rap in general. B, it's an amazingly good album. It's beautifully produced by Jay Dilla, just beautifully put together. Just the music is good. The raps, I'm putting it in a classic. Yeah, we're putting it in a classic. Let's do it. I'm trying to unconvince myself to do it, but like no. And again, it's not like. And I'm trying to not put everything up there because, you know, you have like things like Illmatic, which is like everybody calls Illmatic the Hood Classic, which is on this list. But then you have some albums like this where it's like, it may not be as big as like Illmatic, Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, but I think that A, the message, and B, the music is so good. It's so good. It's such a great album. I feel like everybody should listen to it, especially if you like rap with message behind it. I think it's a really great album. Next, we have Mobb Deep, the infamous. I'm gonna put this in Hood Classic, but I'm also gonna kind of put it in I downloaded a few songs. If you saw that video, you know I at first did not like this album. It was a little too raw for me. It was a little too raw, uncut for me, but I get the idea of why this is a Hood Classic. I get the idea as to why people love this album. I actually have a hip-hop album review that I was supposed to do a while ago for Prodigy's HNIC, and like my man can spit. Like he can spit. Like this whole album is good. It's a great album. I just think it wasn't for me. And that's why, for me, I put it in, I downloaded a few songs. Temperature Rising is still a bop. Shook Ones is still a bop. Like, there's some great songs on this album, but I get the resonance it has with the community, and therefore it is a Hood Classic. And then, like I mentioned already, next we got Illmatic. Hood Classic, yeah. Duh. So, like, Nas is such a big, pivotal rapper for hip-hop, and this is the album that kind of just, like, really sprung him onto the map. There's a bunch of great songs on this album. I listened to One Time for Your Mind One Time, and then One Love with Q-Tip. Like, I listen to a lot of those songs on a regular basis. Hood Classic, amazing album, definitely top. I have not put anything on the bottom two yet, but we're getting there because the next one is Mecca and the Soul Brother by Pete Rock and CL Smooth. That definitely goes into, I listened to it if it came on. I did not hate this album. Again, I liked every album I listened to, but this one wasn't really for me. I think, and honestly, I think I might put it in this solid album, not my cup of tea. Y'all mad. I like Pete Rock. I think Pete Rock was very good in this album. The music producing was really good. There was a couple of good songs, of course, The Reminisce of You. But I can't remember any of the songs on that album. Now that I'm like in my brain, like what other songs? That's the only one I can think about. And I'm sorry, it was not really my cup of tea. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then next we have Eric B and Rakim. I like that album. That was the first reaction video I've ever done. And I listened to the album for the reaction. I actually listened to the album after the reaction, and that is the only time I've ever listened to that album. Microphone Fiend was the bop, and For the Listeners, I remember that one. So I'm gonna put that in. I'll listen to it if it came on. Like it's a great album. I think it's a solidly great album. I want to actually put it in a hood classic because it is kind of like the Rakim inspired so many people in rap, so I feel like that makes it a hood classic. But I don't think it was from this album. I think it was actually the album that came before this one that like really got them on the map. So I want to just put this on and I listen to it if it came on. Yeah, because I don't think I downloaded any songs from this album. Yeah, don't be mad at me, because there's some people who are in my comments on that video like, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know real hip hop, and I'm like, maybe you're right, but this is my first time listening to it, and I wasn't like, well, not that I wasn't impressed, I'm not saying that, but I wasn't like, oh shoot, like I did with a lot of other albums that I've listened to on this segment, right? So I apologize if I make anybody mad by that, but it's my feelings on the inside, okay? I'm sorry. Next, we have Stakes is High, De La Soul. We're putting that in Hood Classic, yeah. We're putting that in Hood Classic mainly because of the message behind the album, because of the pertinence that De La Soul has in rap music, and because I just really like that album. I really did. And it's not actually constantly on repeat either, because I listened to like maybe, well, first of all, this album is not on any streaming platforms, which I found out after making that video. Is because they don't even own the masters of their own music, which when you realize how many people don't own the masters of their own music and how the production companies and like music executives like take advantage of that, it's anyway. But yeah, it's a great album, and I think it needs to be listened to by most people, all people probably. Stakes is High is definitely still one of my favorite songs I listened to for this review as well, and it's so easy. I listened to like yesterday, I want to say, so definitely a bop. Next we have The Roots, Philadelphia, Half-Life, constantly on repeat. That's constantly on repeat. I want to put it in Hood Classic, but this isn't even, in my opinion, the top Roots album to me as a person who likes The Roots but had never listened to this album. This album was really good. This was another reaction video, but I have listened to these songs afterwards. That reaction video, I looked back at that video. First of all, it was an hour long. Like, girl, who's supposed to hear watch you for an hour? Second of all, I was lit. Okay, you have not seen that video, check that one. I was on fire, girl. I was like, girl, you just hella lit on the internet, girl. Do you? But anyway, it's definitely constantly on repeat. Section is about there's a bunch of good songs in this album. Actually, no, I think I put it on. I downloaded a few songs. There's some songs on this album that I did not like at all, and I was like, ooh. So we're gonna put it on. I downloaded a few songs actually. We're taking that back. Next, Midnight Marauders, A Tribe Called Quest. Constantly on repeat. First of all, before I even listened to this album for this video, I was already listening to Award Tour and Electric Relaxation almost every day. Electric Relaxation is actually my alarm to wake up in the morning. So I listen to it every day. And then I found some other bops from actually listening to the album, Sucker. You know, a lot of good songs. Of course, Phife Dawg, Q-Tip. Both amazing rappers, both great lyricists, and it's a great album. I wouldn't say it's a hood classic because in my opinion I still think Low and Dairy is better. Fight me. And finally, the one that started it all, Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, is a hood classic, and still to this day the best album I've listened to for this segment. You can fight me on it, I don't care. I know people love Illmatic, I think this is better, I don't care. This album was the ignition for me to really start listening to like older albums, because I was so mad at myself that I never listened to this album before I listened to it. Like, I really was mad because it's such a great album with such great lyrics, with such great like emotion behind it. You got ODB coming in hot, coming in ready, like just crazy. You got Method Man, who's gonna give you the good rhymes. You got Inspect the Deck. You got Raekwon the Chef. You got you know what I mean. And I've actually listened to their second album after this, and I'm going to do a review on it, but I just listened to it for my own pleasure. Love that. I'm gonna probably do a segment in which I do everyone from this from the group and do like an album from each of them. I haven't even put it in here on the yeah. 100% hood classic. 100%. I think every single person should listen to this album. Honestly, every album on the top of hood classic, every album on this list, I actually think everybody should listen to, because like I said, I didn't hate any of these albums. They were all great. They were all amazing. They all sounded good, but some of them were better for me than others. But I think you should listen to all these albums because I think they're all prolific in where they are in hip-hop history. You know, yeah, Airbnb and Rakim may not have been my favorite, but it was definitely an album I needed to listen to. You have Mecca and the Soul Brother, another album I should have listened to. But then you can get something like Aquemini, which is definitely different than other albums. You got Mobb Deep coming in hot, ready to you won't give you some shots, get you shook, okay? Like, these are all albums that I think that everybody should listen to. But 100% Wu-Tang, if you're not listening to the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers album, listen to it right now. Go ahead, right now. But with that being said, that is my ranking of all the albums that I've done for a girlfriend, well, it started off actually as Girlfriend Take a Black Card, and then it separated into its own little section of hip hop album reviews. And again, if you don't agree with me, I understand. I think my taste is a little different than some people. As I definitely noticed from doing this segment and my Girlfriend Take a Black Card segment, like, y'all be mad at me so many times, and I'm like, it's okay. We can agree to disagree. I'll take your consideration in, but I will not say it will change my mind. But yeah, with that being said, I will see y'all on Monday. I'll see y'all on Monday. And if I don't, I'm trying, you know, life is hard sometimes. Actually, no, I might see you tomorrow. Because I got a video that I made a very long time ago that I have not put up yet, and I need to put it up because it's just been sitting on my computer taking up space. So I might put that up tomorrow, but I will see you eventually. All right, I'm not going nowhere. I am very happy with making these videos. It just, unfortunately, sometimes I be having a time. I don't be having a time. So that being said, I'll see you when I see you. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Like this video if you like it, and also keep giving me your suggestions, because I do want to take in more suggestions. I do want to do more things that y'all want me to do that is within reason. But yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Bye.